That was not the worst thing that happened in that week. This was the part where it all began and it ended in a true nightmare. I was about to go to a horse riding camp with a duration of 7 days. It was a 4-hour drive from where I live. When we arrived, we felt very welcome. And when my mother went home again, we put our stuff away and did our first ride. I explained that I have autism and that I can be manic. I need a place where I can be alone. That's very important to avoid escalations if I have an episode. Apparently, we were very lucky. It was originally already supposed to be a very small group, but we were only with 2 people, me and Emily. Then you had the owner of the whole place, Andrea, and her 2 daughters, Mia and Stephanie, and her youngest child, Lucas. Mia and Emily were my age, and Stephanie is just a little younger. Mia liked horses a lot as well, so me, Emily, Andrea, and Mia almost always went on a ride together. Now that we did our first ride in the endless woods with these lovely horses, we gave the horses food and cleaned their stables. They had a half wolf as well, named Cindy. They asked us if we were afraid of dogs, and they told us that she is very sweet and will do absolutely nothing wrong. So I said sure, let her free, and Andrea let Cindy free. She was very wild in the beginning, but apparently that was very normal for her when she meets new people. The building itself had 2 floors. On the first there were the stables, the meadows, the riding arena and the washing place for the horses. On the stairs that lead to the floor above there was a gate, so Cindy could walk freely downstairs while we were upstairs without her coming near us. Upstairs we didn't have an own place, but we slept all in the same arena. We had our own room, Emily and me, and we had the possibility to watch television and to drum and a lot of other things. The days went by and we had a campfire on one night. Cindy was with us as well. Andrea decided to go to bed because she was very tired. We stayed a little longer until it started raining. We heard it inside and I felt something in my leg. That was Cindy playing, and she actually bit me, but not that serious, fortunately. Then she jumped again and she ripped a piece of my t-shirt. That was not the worst thing that happened in that week. This was the part where it all began and it ended in a true nightmare. When something happens or when I panic, I become very emotional. In that moment, I went to the bathroom and shut the door. Lucas knocked on the door, apparently because he wanted to brush his teeth. But because I wanted to be alone and because I did not have my own place after all, I stayed there a while and I called my mother. After a while, I went to bed and Emily said exactly what I thought she would say. Emily said that it is my fault that Cindy didn't attack me, but that she wanted to play. I ignored her. The next day I talked with Andrea, and her reaction I did not expect. She said that it is my fault as well. I let her do everything that you would let a normal dog do. Exactly as how she described it in the first place. A normal dog. She didn't want to buy me a new t-shirt or anything, but we did make an agreement. She would keep Cindy away from me at any time. So I continued with the camp. Emily kept saying that it is my fault and over again, and that I am abusing Cindy by keeping her locked up, her words. All I truly wanted was to live further without any drama or violence, so I ignored every bit of what she said. Andrea went with her oldest daughter to the IKEA to buy beds. The IKEA was very far away because the stables were in the middle of the forest. The next day was my birthday, but then I would go home, so we would celebrate my birthday at that day. I went on a ride again with my favorite horse while they cleaned up and prepared the room for a party. When I got back, I saw that Cindy was upstairs. I asked if Cindy could be put downstairs, but Emily said no. So I asked Stephanie, the youngest daughter, but the oldest responsible at that moment, the same question. She said no as well, and I just lost it. She even said, like, if you fall off your horse, are you gonna punish that horse as well by keeping him locked up in the stable for a week? I just ignored her and I just simply gave up. I didn't want all of this drama. First, I went to the stable of my favorite horse. I didn't know it at that moment, but that was the very last moment I would ever see him in my life. Then I went to the riding arena, where it was dark, but where I was alone.